Yes, good day, class. I welcome you to our today's revision. We are doing paper 2, 2020 paper. You all know that we are going towards final examinations now, end of the year. So let's just get this done and dusted. I'm not going just to waste any of your time. I'm gonna go straight to the questions and then we can go straight from there. So what is happening here? This paper is actually a full paper. Anyway, right now I'm not gonna do the full paper, but I'm just going to do with you only section A because of time. I don't want you to have problems with what is this? I don't want you to have problems with too much information at the same time, but let's just break it. Question one, all of it, and then we'll do question two and three in the next presentation. So let's quickly just run through the questions. This is 2020 November, and it's an exemplar paper. Note that these are typical papers that you're gonna see in the final exams of the end of the year. So I'm just going to go straight to the questions. Question 1.1 is various options are provided there. You answer by writing only question number and the answer only to the question that is given. So we have got question one, the regrowth of plants and animals in an area after a fire has destroyed all vegetation. What do we call that? The regrowth of plants and animals in an area after fire has destroyed all vegetation. I'm sure that you will understand that this is to do with succession. And then what we are saying is primer is for the first time. And then I'm saying primer is for the first time. And then obviously secondary succession is the correct answer here. Competitive electrocution, it has to do with resource partitioning and stuff. So the answer is what? The answer is B on question 1.1. Let's quickly run through it. Which of the following produce antibodies? Which of the following produce antibodies? Is blood plasma, is the lymphocytes, the macrophages, and the red blood cells? The answer A is not correct, and then obviously C is not correct, and then our answer is what? Is the lymphocytes. They produce antibodies. Our answer is what? Is B. And then we go to the next question. Next question, the short-lived type of immunity that mothers pass to their babies is called. What is it called? I'm saying short-lived type of immunity that mothers pass to their babies is called what? It's not maternal immunity, it's not active immunity. It is called passive immunity, which makes our answer C to be correct. A short-lived type of immunity that mothers pass to their babies is called passive immunity. That is passive immunity, very correct. And then obviously is not right. And then we go to the next question. All of the following increase intraspecific competition except that is within the same group of organisms. Intra means within the same species or within the same group of organisms. So which of the following increase intraspecific competition except too much food? Too much food cannot cause, but it can actually reduce competition. So our answer should be A. And then obviously B is wrong, C is wrong, and D is wrong. Our answer is what? Is A, which is correct, number 4. Too much food reduces intraspecific competition. When animals have got enough food, competition is reduced actually. If seed and a spore differ in that. Number 5, a seed and a spore differ in that spores are diploid while seeds are haploid. That's not really. Spores can withstand dehydration while seeds cannot. Not really. Spores can germinate while seeds give rise to new plants. That's not correct. Seeds also they germinate. Spores are usually unicellular while seeds are multicellular, which is D, our correct answer. is D. Our correct answer is what is D. Spores are usually unicellular, while seeds are multicellular. That is the correct answer to question number 5. And then a biologist discovered a new living cell with a distinct cell wall, but with no definite nucleus. The cell is likely to be that of a dash. What type of a cell is that one? Which is distinct with no definite nucleus. Number 6, it can be an animal cell, not really. It is actually said that it is with distinct cell wall with no definite nucleus. So what is that type of a thing? It can be a bacterium. A bacterium can do. It can be virus, not really. Plant, not really. So we are saying our answer is what? Is B, number 1.6. A new living cell with distinct cell wall, but with no definite nucleus. It's a bacterium. Number 6 is B. And an investigation was carried out to test the effectiveness of 4 antifungal treatments on preventing the growth of yeast. The results are shown in the table below. These are the table. I mean, that's the results. Shaded one, it is representing yeast growth. The white one is representing no yeast growth, and then the shaded and dot is showing antifungal treatment, and then fungi clear, and then mycosite, and then we are saying the question is saying which of the following conclusions can be made from the results. Which of the following conclusions can be made from the results? Having these results, which conclusion can be formed or can be concluded from this? Number 7, all of the antifungal treatments are equally effective. We can't really agree to that. All the antifungal treatments are ineffective. Not really. The mycosite is the most effective, and the fungicide is the least effective. If we can look here, we are saying number 7, the mycosite is the most effective. The mycosite is most effective, and the fungicide is the least effective. If you can check here, we can actually agree to that to say that our answer is what is C, which means to say that the mycosite is most effective and the fungicide is least effective based on the results that we are seeing here. And then you can see that the answer which can make sense here is what is C. And then consider the following which affect the waterways in South Africa. Which affect the waterways in South Africa. We have thermal pollution, we have got sewage spills, we have got acid mine drainage, overuse of inorganic fertilizers. Yes, they all do affect our water systems in South Africa. And then which of the above reduce oxygen content of a river? Which of them reduce the oxygen content of a river? Thermal pollution, sewage spills, acid mine drainage, and overuse of inorganic fertilizers. So number 8, which of the above reduce the oxygen content of the river? So 1, the thermal pollution, it can reduce the what? The oxygen content of a river. Sewage spills, you know that sewage, when it spills there, it will cause algae to grow, so then it can also cause reduce oxygen. And then acid mine drainage, which is number 3, cannot be that much, but actually overuse of inorganic fertilizers, when there are also when the process of nutrification can as well cause what? Can as well cause river systems to be to be drained of oxygen. So nutrification as a result of the fertilizers that are drained from the arable lands. So the correct answer on number 8, it can be 1, 2, and 4. can be 1, 2, and 4, which we can say C can be correct to say that it is a process that affect or that reduce the oxygen content in a river system. And then the next question, consider the blocks below. We are given these blocks is 3 centimeters, S8, 54 square centimeters, volume 24 cubic centimeters. Block A, block B is 2 centimeters. And then we have got also the volume is 8 cubic centimeters, as well as block C, 1 centimeter, 6 square centimeters the area, and then the volume is 1 cubic centimeter. And then the question is saying, according to the above diagrams, the blocks with the highest surface area to volume ratio is dash. Highest surface area, we are saying the block with the blocks with the highest surface area to volume is what the highest surface area to volume ratio is, or dash number 9. Which one can we say that has got the highest surface area to volume? We are saying it has got the highest surface area to volume. Surface area to volume, greatest surface area to volume ratio is what is block. If we can see, we say one surface area, our surface area is close to 6 square centimeters, and our volume is 6 is 1 cubic centimeter. 24 surface area, 24 square centimeters. Greatest is the highest surface area to volume. So this surface area is the highest surface area to volume, highest surface area to volume. So when we look at this, we can actually identify that this can be 6s to 1, and then this can be 3s to 1. This can be what is this block A? So 6s to 1 surface area to volume. Surface area to volume, we are saying the ratio is 6s to 1. This one is 24s to 8, which is 3s to 1, and then 24.80. It can be also something like 2s to what? 2s to 1. So the greatest is that, which we can say that if you give these volumes, I'm saying we can get that C can give us a volume of 6s to 1, which is greatest. 6s to 1. So C, it is, our answer is going to be C, which is going to be correct to say that 6s to 1 is greater than 3s to 1 is greater than 2s to 1. So 6s to 1 is the greatest. I'm saying if you express these surface areas to volume, you would see that C has got the greatest because it has 6s to 1, which makes C the correct answer in this respect. Let's quickly just go to the next question. Next question. Give the biological term, the correct biological term, the symbiotic relationship between humans and E. coli bacteria living in the gut of humans. What do we call that? The symbiotic. The symbiotic, it means beneficial relationship, which is this should be mutualism. Both are benefiting. It is mutualism. Mutualism. It is mutualism, which is both the bacteria is benefiting and also the human is benefiting. There is a mutual relationship. So it's mutualism relationship that exists in this regard. And then next question, the microorganism used in the manufacturing of beer and bread. Microorganism used in the manufacturing of beer. I'm sure that it is fermentation. In fermentation, we always use what? We use yeast. Yeast is the one that is used in terms of what? The brewing of beer and bread. Yeast. I'm quite sure that we can really attest to that. A diagram which shows the evolutionary relationship between different organisms. It is called a what? A phylogenetic tree diagram. This is called a phylogenetic tree diagram. Evolutionary relationships are shown by phylogenetic. It's called a phylogenetic tree. It's called a phylogenetic tree diagram, which we can also call a cladogram. It is also called a clado. It is also called a cladogram. This one thing which we say it actually identifies the development or the establishment of different organisms within a certain species. So therefore we can be able to trace that evolutionary growth. So we say that it's a phylogenetic tree or it is called a cladogram. Reproductive structure in which the gametes are found in the gymnosperms. It is called what? It is called the what? The cones. It is called the cones. Where the gametes are found in the gymnosperms is called the what? It is called the cones. And then the variety of plant and animal life. Okay, a process number 5, a process caused by excessive nutrients in water which leads to algal bloom and reduces water quality. This question you can see that it's quite common, which we call that eutrophication. It is called eutrophication. It is called eutrophication. And then the variety plant and animal life in a particular habitat. The variety of plant and animals in a particular habitat. We are saying the variety of plant and animals, variety of plant and animal in a particular habitat. We call that biodiversity. Biodiversity is called biodiversity. I'm sure that you know very well that we can say the variety of living organisms in an ecosystem. We call that biodiversity. We call that biodiversity. The elimination of one species from a habitat as a result of being outcompeted by a similar species occupying the same ecological niche. We call that what? Competitive exclusion. It is competitive exclusion. I'm sure that we can see that competition existed, and then because of the competition, other organisms are outcompeted, and then it is therefore eliminated from that habitat. It's called competitive exclusion. It's called competitive exclusion. That's the correct answer, competitive exclusion. And then gas produced in landfill sites that is the potential to be used as biofuel. This in landfill sites, we have got methane gas. Methane gas is produced there. Methane is the gas that is produced where uh, landfills or where we have got dumping sites where decomposition takes place. We say methane or methane is the gas that is produced there. So please don't make mistake with that. It is methane, and then indicate whether it is A, B, both or none of the above. So what is happening with question 1, 2, 3? You just write the question number and also the correct answer next to the question. We are saying flower of monocotyledon. We are saying mono means one, so we have got the calyx and then the corolla. So therefore, in this case, it is what? This is not true. This is not true. So it is none. Question 1.3.1 is none. 1.3.2 fungi. Fungi, it is what? It is a saprophytic. Fungi is saprophytic, which is correct. We can say that it is saprophytic, and then therefore is B is not correct, so it is what? A only. And then the next question, reduced water availability, genetically modified crops, also destruction of wetlands. Which one reduces water availability? Uh, Water availability, it is reduced by destruction of wetlands. Destruction of wetlands, it actually reduces water availability. So it is B only, which means A is what? It is B only. It is B only. in this case. So please take note of these questions and don't make mistakes. Uh, we can quickly go to the next question. You can quickly go to the next question, which is question 1.4.1.4. The diagram below shows the diagrams below. We have got diagram 1, 2, and 3, which are shown here. And then these diagrams, we have got A, B, C, D, which are also shown in our diagrams there. So the question wants us to do what? The question wants us to say, name the kingdom to which the above organisms belong. Which kingdom do these belong? We say you can see that this is vegetation, these are plants. So they belong to a what? They belong to a plantae kingdom. They belong to plantae kingdom. They belong to plantae kingdom. That is where they belong to. And then our next question is saying, name the division or the phylum to which the organism in diagram 1 belongs to. The organisms in diagram 1, name this, we are saying check this one, diagram 1. So the question is saying, name the division or the phylum to which the organism in diagram 1 belong to. They belong to what? They belong to barophytes. They belong to uh, barophytes. I'm saying the plants in diagram 1, they belong to barophytes, as you can see. Diagram 1, they belong to barophytes, which is very correct. And then give the letters that represent the gametophyte generation. Give the letters that represent the gametophyte generation, the letters that represent the gametophyte generation in the diagram above. Uh, give the letters that represent the gametophyte generation. It can be the letters that represent the gametophyte generation. We can say that uh we can have B can be correct to represent. We are saying we have got B can be correct, and also we can have D can also be correct. So it is any one of the letters, or it wants how many letters? Give the letters. So it means we can give two. So it is B and D, B and D. In question 3.1.3, 1.4.3, the answer is B and D. They represent the gametophyte generation. That B and D, they are actually very correct that they represent the gametophyte generation. And then question 1.4.4, give the diagram number of the group that does not rely on water for reproduction. Which one does not rely on water for reproduction? The diagram of the group that does not rely on water for reproduction. Uh, which of these does not rely on water for reproduction? Question 1.4.4, which one can represent the one that cannot rely on water for reproduction? We have got diagram 1, diagram 2, diagram 3. So when you look on these diagrams, you should understand that diagram, it is diagram 3 that actually does not the letter that the diagram number of the group that does not rely on water for reproduction. It is diagram what? It is diagram 3. Diagram 3. Diagram 3 does not rely on water. Does not rely on water for does not rely on water for reproduction. I'm saying if you can see there, we can agree and also confirm that give the diagram number of the group that produces seeds. the diagram that produces seeds, you can see again that the diagram that produces seeds, you can see again that it is diagram what? It is diagram 3. As you can see, we are saying we have got seeds that are contained into these flowering pods that are shown in there. So diagram 3 also produces what? Produces seeds. Diagram number that produces seeds is also diagram 3. It's also correct that it produces what? It produces seeds, as you can see from our question or from our diagrams that are given in this respect. Let's quickly go to next question. Next question, and then it's the next question 1.5.1. Two population growth curves are shown below here. Two population growth curves, population size, and then time as well. So we have got the population pressure that is shown by the what? By the down arrows that are there. And then we have got our population growth phases that is in diagram 1 and graph 1, A, B, C, and D. Then we are supposed to answer the different questions that follow. And then the first question is saying, provide labels for phases B, C, B, C, E. What is B? B, uh, provide A. We are saying for B, it is actually accelerating. It can be called accelerating phase, or it can also be called geometric. Uh, B, it can be called geometric. It can also be called geometric. I'm saying geometric. We can as well call it. We can also call it accelerating phase. It can also be called accelerating phase. This can also be correct at B. We can as well call it also geometric phase. Geometric, okay. I can also mention it to say it is also called what? Accelerating or geometric phase, or we can call also exponential growth. We can also call it exponential growth, exponential growth, expon exponential growth phase. That can also be corrected. And then C, our C there, C can also be given as to say that C can be given as decelerating phase. C can be named as decelerating phase. Uh, decelerating decelerating phase. We can call it decelerating phase. Saying C, and then E, which is that side, it's called, this can be called, you can see this is a sharp decline in E. That can also be given as the death phase. You can see there was a growth there, and then it fell sharply down like that, and then we can call this is a death phase. We call this a death phase. We can also maybe call it extinction phase. We can as well call it extinction. It can be death or extinction phase, or can be correct to say, they are all correct to say that this is also called extinction phase or death phase. Extinction phase or death phase, these are different correct answers that we can give as to say that it's what is happening with this E. It can be called death phase. It can be called accelerating, I mean, death phase or extinction phase. It can be called any of these answers, which is all correct to say that we can call it a death phase. We can call it a extinction phase. And then next question is saying, uh, name the type of growth form represented by graph 1.5.2. Name the type of growth form represented by graph 1. This growth form, graph 1, it is actually representing this growth. We are saying it's called logistic growth form. This is called logistic growth form. Uh, question 2, 1 point what? It's called, uh, this is called logistic growth form. Logistic growth. It's called logistic growth form. This is the type of growth form that is represented by graph 1. It's logistic, as you can see that it is actually starting from I mean, we have it starting from low, it accelerates, and then it decelerates, it fluctuates at a certain carrying capacity, trying to bounce back, and then it falls again. So we are saying that is called a logistic growth form. And then 1.5.3, uh, which growth curve would represent the growth of a bacterial colony? Which growth curve would represent the growth of a bacterial colony? Bacterial colony, a bacterial colony, it has to be something, bacteria have got a short lifespan and then it can quickly multiply and then die at the same time. So it can be what? Graph 1, graph 2. Graph 2 can represent uh, which graph curve would represent the bacteria of a colon. It can be graph 2. Graph 2 can be correct on 1.5.3. Graph 2 is the correct answer there, which is showing that there is a small growth, which is slowly but sure, but over a short period of time, it multiplies and then it extincts over a short period of time again. I mean, it extinct completely, I mean, rapidly like that. So it is a bacterial colon that can also be under control, which would give such a graph curve. And then number 1.5.4, give the letter of the phase where birth rate equals death rate. The letter of the phase where birth rate equals death rate. 1.5.4, where death rate equals what? Birth equals death rate. Give the letter of the phase where death rate equals birth rate, which is on this death rate equals death rate. I'm seeing that we can see that, as you can see at D, we are seeing that death rate and birth rate are bouncing, equaling each other or balancing them each other there. So it is what birth rate equals death rate. It is what it is letter D. It is letter D, and then natality exceeds mortality, death rate exceeds birth rate by far. Natality exceeds birth rate by far, which can be we are saying is graph number, which is natality exceeds mortality by far. Uh, we are saying mortality is death rate. Death rate is mortality, where mortality is far less than birth rate. So we can have that seen by what? By point B. We are saying birth rate exceeds death rate. So it is given by far, which is what? Which is B. By far, it is what? It is B, as you can see there, that death rate is far less than what? Than death rate is far less than birth rate. So B is the correct answer on question what? On question natality exceeds mortality. That is the correct answer there. What do the arrows in graph 1 represent? those arrows that I said before, I said that this is called environmental resistance. These arrows are showing they are showing environmental resistance, as to say that the carrying capacity is being reached, and then there are forces that cannot allow the population to go beyond that level. So we call them environmental resistance forces. So they represent environmental resistance, and then give two reasons why the initial phase A starts slowly. Why, yeah, the initial stage A starts slowly. This stage A from this graph, stage A, why A starts slowly. Reasons that can cause A to start slowly is because, uh, one, we can say population must adapt to the new environment first. Population is adapting to the new environment. Hence, we are saying the population cannot grow very fast. The population is adapting to the new environment first. And then we have got the population is also still very small. Population is still very small. Hence, we have got few births, which cannot cause the population to increase very fast. The population is still very small, which is like small, still small birth, which might cause population to be not too fast. We have got there is also we have got organisms might be still need to become sexually mature. Organisms still need to become sexually mature, hence they are not reproducing fast. And at the same time, we can say organisms are also organisms are still finding mating, what you call, they are still finding their mates, are still finding mates. Hence, we cannot also have them to reproduce, are still finding mates, and then in that respect, they cannot be able to produce or to mate very fast because they are not connected. Courtship is not that fast and random because the organisms are not well connected to each other. So, like I said, I'm just going to do section A for now because of time. I will do question 2 and 3 in our next presentation. Thank you so much and look forward for that. Just keep connected. Have a beautiful day. Thank you for your time and always keep connected. And don't forget to turn on your notification for next recordings and for next week that is coming.